Welcome to Module 5, AI Product Discovery. Discovery is one of the most critical phases in AI product development. This is where you are going to bridge the gap between strategy and execution, where you're going to identify and validate the solutions that are addressing real problems and delivering value not only to your business, but to the users. So in the product discovery phase, collaboration is the key. You, the AI product manager, the data scientist, and the tech lead need to work closely to ensure that solutions are valuable, feasible, and testable. Now in this module, it's going to provide you with the principles, techniques, and best practices to lead effective discovery processes, especially for AI products. By the end of this module, you're going to be equipped to guide your team through discovery. Thereby minimizing waste, you're able to assess risks and ensure that your AI solutions are built on a strong foundation. So let's get started. AI product discovery is the process of rapidly identifying and validating solutions to ensure that they're valuable, feasible, and viable. This phase serves as the bridge between your strategic vision and the practical steps needed to build and deploy AI products. So let's break this down. First, what is the purpose of discovery? The goal is to validate that the problem you're solving is real and worth addressing, while also identifying a solution that works both for users and for the business. Let's take an example. Before building a recommendation engine, you might validate that personalized recommendations will increase user engagement and sales. Second, you need to have a collaborative approach. Discovery is a team effort. You as the AI product manager are going to ensure that the solution aligns with the business goals and the user needs. Then the data scientist, acting as a product designer, is really going to design and prototype the different AI models to address the problem. And then your tech lead will evaluate whether the solution is technically feasible and can be integrated into the existing infrastructure. Now, the outcome of discovery is having a validated solution that's going to meet the following criteria. First, it has to be valuable. That means will users adopt it because it solves a real problem for them? Second, it's feasible. Can it be built with available technology, data, and resources, not only that are available generally, but to your company? And then third, viable. It needs to align with your business goals and constraints, like budget, legal, and compliance concerns. By focusing on collaboration and validation, the AI product discovery phase reduces the risk of building solutions that fail to meet user or business needs. The AI product discovery phase is guided by 4 core principles that ensure your team is going to work efficiently and effectively to identify and validate solutions. These principles are especially important in the context of AI, where the complexity of the technology and data introduces very unique challenges. So let's explore some of these. First, for the principle minimize waste. It's important to focus on testing ideas quickly and efficiently to determine if they're even worth pursuing. Let's take an example. Instead of taking the time to train a full-scale model, start with a lightweight prototype to validate whether the data can support the desired outcome. Now, for the core principle to assess product risks, it's important that you evaluate risks early in the process, specifically around the value. Will users adopt it? Usability. Can users easily understand and interact with it? Feasibility. Can the solution be built with the available data and technology? And the viability. Does it even align with your business goals and constraints? Think about this as an example. For a predictive maintenance solution, first assess whether the data from the IoT sensors is reliable enough to make accurate predictions before going on and building the whole model. Now, it's going to be really important to embrace rapid experimentation. We do this by using both quantitative and qualitative techniques to explore solutions. One way we could do this is through A/B testing different model outputs to identify which delivers the best user experience. Or we could just ask users directly which model they prefer. And finally, we need to test responsibly. We need to ensure that the experiments are conducted in a way that's ethical, protecting their customer data and maintaining trust. For example, when testing a recommendation engine, it's important to anonymize our customer data to ensure privacy and comply with regulations like GDPR. Now, these are the principles that are going to help guide you as an AI product manager and your team with your data scientist and tech leads on each hand to collaborate and cooperate effectively when you're validating ideas and reducing the risk of building solutions that don't deliver value or will never be used. By applying these principles, your team can confidently move forward with solutions that are impactful and practical. Assessing product risks is a crucial step in AI product discovery. AI products come with their own unique challenges, and it's important to address these early and head-on. Let's break down each of these risks and how they can be evaluated. First, there's the value risks. Will users even adopt the solution? For example, you may have a great idea for a predictive maintenance model, but before going ahead and building it, you need to validate that reducing equipment downtime is even a top priority for your users. Then we have the usability risk. Will users be able to easily understand and interact with the solution? For an example, if you had a customer service chatbot, make sure that users can navigate through the responses intuitively, thereby avoiding frustration and abandonment on their part. Third, we need to evaluate, is it feasible? Can the solution be built with the available technology, data, and resources? Now, a way to do this when looking at AI products is using metrics such as precision, recall, and the F1 score to evaluate model performance. Now, briefly, precision measures how many of the model's positive predictions are correct. Now, this is extremely important for high-stakes scenarios like fraud detection, where false positives have significant costs. Recall measures how many of the actual positive cases the model identifies. Now, this is important in cases like medical diagnosis, where missing a positive case is more critical than a false positive. And then we have the F1 score. This balances the two, both precision and recall, providing a single metric for overall performance. Now, this is ideal for situations where both are equally important. And then we have the viability risk. Does this solution even align with our business goals and constraints? Think about this. The availability of data for features. Are the necessary data sources accessible, clean, and updated sufficiently to train the model? Then we have to determine, can we do batch or real-time scoring? And what would the frequency be? Can the model score predictions be in real time if the required underlying data is only updated once a week? Or will batch processing suffice in this case? What about your infrastructure? Does your organization have the computing and storage resources to deploy and maintain such a solution at scale? Here's an example. For a recommendations engine, assess whether your current data infrastructure supports real-time scoring during peak traffic, and whether that cost for real-time scoring aligns with the expected ROI or return on investment. Collaboration and risk assessment is very important. Now that you as the AI product manager needs to ensure that your solution aligns with the user's needs and business goals. This is where you're responsible for the value and viability risks. The data scientist uses metrics like we discussed, precision, recall, and F1 to evaluate the feasibility, and they also assess the data availability. And then your tech lead is going to evaluate whether the infrastructure can handle the real-time scoring or batch processing needs and ensures the integration feasibility with the actual systems that are going to interact with the user. By proactively addressing these risks and using performance metrics to evaluate feasibility, your team can focus on building solutions that are both impactful, practical, and realistic. So let's bring everything we've learned in this module together with a real-world case study. Imagine that you're working on an AI-powered customer segmentation model for a marketing platform. Here's how the AI discovery process could unfold. In the first phase, you have problem identification. Now, the business goal is to improve marketing ROI by targeting customers with personalized campaigns. Now, insights from stakeholder interviews and data analysis Both our qualitative and quantitative research reveals that current customer segmentation is too broad, leading to low engagement rates. Then you need to assess the product risks. First, the value risk. You're going to need to validate that personalized marketing resonates with your customers and drives engagement. You're going to have to validate the usability, that the segmented audience size is first sufficient for planned campaigns, to make sure you aren't doing a targeting that's too small to reach on your planned activation. Then you need to look at the feasibility. If you have to evaluate whether your existing customer database, that is purchase history, demographics, and CRM data, is sufficient not only to train a segmentation model, but is able to score a segmentation model. Then you have to do it with the viability risk. You need to make sure that the infrastructure can support real-time segmentation for campaign delivery. Now, how would you do this? First, you do it through rapid experimentation. You could quickly build a clustering model using historical data to group customers by their purchasing patterns. Then do feature evaluation by testing whether adding a feature like social media interactions and engagement improves the model accuracy. Then you can simulate the campaign results using segmented customer groups to predict ROI. Now, once again, when we're doing such testing, we need to be responsible. You would want to make sure to anonymize the customer data to maintain data privacy compliance. You'd also want to make sure to communicate the testing plan and expected outcomes to the marketing stakeholders and gain their alignment on the goals and final business outcome. The solution that you come up with would have metrics that monitor both the precision and recall of the model to not only ensure accurate segmentation at the time of deployment, but also ongoing. And then you'd want to track the business impact. What is the actual engagement rates and conversion rates for the targeted campaigns over time? Are they going to remain steady? Are they going to increase? Or are they going to start to tail off and need recalibration? We need to really have these types of collaboration between the product team. First, the product manager is going to ensure that the segmentation model aligns with the marketing objectives. The data scientist is going to design and train the model, refining it based on the experiment's results. And then the tech lead is going to integrate the model into the campaign platform and ensure that it's scalable. Now, by walking through this case study, you can see how the discovery process minimizes risks, validated the solution, and set the stage for a successful AI product deployment. By applying these steps, your team can confidently move forward with impactful AI products. Congratulations on completing Module 5. Let's take a moment to recap the key concepts we discussed. First, understanding AI product discovery. Discovery bridges strategy and execution by validating problems and identifying solutions that are valuable, feasible, and viable. We also talked about the principles of AI product discovery. We learned that the 4 guiding principles, minimizing waste, assessing risks, embracing rapid experimentation, and testing responsibly, are essential. Now, when it comes to assessing product risks, we talked about how value, usability, feasibility, and viability need to be evaluated early and often, and especially evaluating your models using techniques like precision, recall, and F1 score in order to guide your decisions. We also discussed different techniques for rapid experimentation. Whether you're prototyping, A/B testing, running simulations, or just doing feature evaluation, all of these help your team to test ideas quickly and effectively. Now, when testing, you also need to be responsible. Follow ethical practices. Make sure you follow data privacy and also have transparent communication with your teams. This is essential for maintaining user trust and aligning with all regulations. And then in our case study, we explored how these principles come together in a real-world scenario, demonstrating the collaboration between the AI product manager, the data scientist, and the tech lead to achieve impactful results. Now, by mastering these principles and practices, you're going to be able to effectively lead discovery processes that ensure your AI products solve the right problems and deliver measurable outcomes. Now, in the next module, we're going to move on to AI product delivery, where you're going to learn how to transition from the discovery phase to building and deploying actual solutions. Great job so far, and let's keep the momentum going.